Hello, 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 King's Court MMA, it's your guy Obasogi,
It's the guy Mardy.
and this is the UFC 311 preview show. What a card.
Come on, let's
Stacks
go.
on stacks on stacks, stacks on stacks on stacks, stacks on stacks on stacks, racks on racks on racks. Honestly,
Well for the first 4 parts of the season.
after how many weeks without a card? 4?
Yeah, it seemed like
darkness, my old friend.
it seemed like a break, a proper break. That.
Oh, I can't remember having such a break ever. I mean, even COVID, it felt like they were staying active. Like, I mean, they deserved it. It was a big year, but wow.
Yeah, it's true.
Got us chomping at the bits.
Treating us nice.
Oh, so first card at the moment, it's still scheduled to be in LA.
Mm-hmm.
In the new, I think it's the Clippers, LA Clippers arena.
Yeah.
Which is in Inglewood. Which is the hood, by the way. I've been to LA many times. For people who don't know, when you land in LA, you land in the hood. You land in Inglewood. The airport is actually in Inglewood, so
that's crazy. Don't
get it twisted. But yeah, peace and prayers up to obviously everybody in LA in that part of the world, and for those affected, got to everyone. It's not nice to see. So hopefully, if it doesn't get cancelled, and in terms of the 311 card, in my head, best case scenario is it moves 2.5 hours up the road to Las Vegas.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah,
so fingers crossed, because chomping.
Don't want to miss out on this card.
Chomping. Hopefully you've seen our 2025 champion picks as well.
Yep.
If you don't know, get to know.
Go have a look.
A lot on the line.
There is.
Because there are 2 championship fights, title bouts. Obviously, we've got the lightweight and we've got the bantamweight title. So, let's start from the top. Islam versus Arman Tsarukyan. Wow.
It's a tasty one, this. Word, it's a tasty one. They've fought once before. They've met, as you said before, as well on Arman's UFC debut.
Yes. Crazy.
It's a weird one. I think it's come at a good time as well for the fans, because it's come at a time where Islam, he retained his title against Poirier, probably one of the hardest fights he's actually been in, especially in the title fight. One of the hardest title fights he's been in.
And it was a fight, and his face showed it.
Indeed. Poirier, for what it looks like, exposed some deficiencies from Islam. But obviously, we've heard about Islam's struggles in that camp as well.
Towards the end,
Yeah.
And Arman, I think then and even in the countdown show was like, yo, if that's the Islam I'm getting, I'm destroying him. And I agree. I agree. I was like, if he's getting that version of Islam,
he's the champ.
Arman's winning the belt. But there's a lot of caveats there. And I'm sure all the mistakes and everything that was, he had to overcome in that last camp for Islam should be buried, put aside. And this is a fresh fight, fresh meat, fresh opponent, new year.
Yeah, that's it.
New championship. I think this would be his 4th defense, which means he would overtake Khabib.
Oh yeah, he would. For me, I think now for me, he's maybe not his legacy, but for me, he's already a better lightweight champion than Khabib. For me, he is, because he's such a more rounded fighter.
Agreed.
In my opinion.
Agreed. And I mean, we were talking about it on the show for the 2025 champ picks. I think even on the feet against Dustin, considering it was at 100%, he was outboxing, outlanding, outpowering Dustin Poirier, who some say, along with the likes of Max, is one of the best boxers in MMA in the world, let alone at that weight. And Islam was looking good. Yeah, looked great.
He was.
As much as people like, oh, that wasn't a great Islam, blah, blah, blah performance, the guy finished Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Right.
Made him tap and put him to sleep.
Come on.
2 for the price of 1.
Come on. And he had to reiterate, he put him to sleep with his recent interview with DC. He's like, no, he slept, my brother. He slept. Watch it back. He went, his eyes closed, So, but 100% agree with you in terms of being well-rounded, exceeding Khabib's legacy as well, for sure. And I think he's been, let's be honest, he's probably fought better opponents already than Khabib did.
He has.
And he's been a dominant champion. Hence why we both picked him to end the year as champion again.
It's true. But I think I did. If you do go check out there was a caveat that I was leaving some crumbs in.
So you need to expand on that.
I need to explain myself. So I think in terms of maybe some of the people Islam have fought in the past, they have been very maybe dominant on one aspect of the game. Poirier is very dominant, obviously, on his stand-up. His ground game, even though he did really well in that matchup, his ground game is not really up to the same level as Islam. Charles Oliveira, obviously on the ground, his grappling is great. His wrestling is not great, but his grappling is great. His BJJ is great on the floor. You don't want any of that. His striking is again, it's
improving.
His striking is improving.
In the last fight,
indeed. But again, it's not. It's not there. Whereas Arman, his striking is good, man. His striking is good, and his wrestling is second to none. And he uses his wrestling to get into positions where he can land blows on you. And he's finished numerous fights when he's landing blows on, from a dominant position on the floor. I think it poses a different kind of threat to Islam that actually I don't think Islam can do what he wants to Arman on the ground. I really don't. I really think we're going to see, it's going to be a lot of technical match. And I think we're going to see a lot of sprawls.
Yeah.
But I think really and truly, maybe Arman's striking might be very similar to Islam's, might even be a little bit better. And I think Arman's going to catch Islam in trouble. I really do. And I can see Arman winning the fight. As dominant as Islam's been, I know it's crazy to say.
Hold on a minute, what?
as dominant as Islam's been, I can see Arman winning the fight. I can.
I'm getting a headache.
I think people are sleeping on him.
Islam is your champion for 2025.
Yeah, because
so you need to.
I'll explain, and I talked about how the rematch element comes into this and plays and takes apart. Yeah. Islam loses this game, and you even said it, like we'll have to have a rubber match. That'll be 1-1,
yeah.
And we'll have to have a trilogy. Even if they didn't fight before, Islam loses his title, he's going to have a rematch because he's been so dominant, he's been so good, he's pound for pound, all of that jazz.
Oh yeah, he's pound for pound number one as well.
Pound for pound,
of course.
Don't Henry Cejudo or Kamaru Usman forget that as well, because he fact checked them and he's like, yeah, you need to call us up. Call us up if you want to be using the pound for pound title for your podcast.
Oh jeez.
So yeah, that's my spanner in the works. I can see Arman pulling off. And Arman's so confident. He's not saying that he's just going to win the fight. He's saying he's going to knock out Islam. Yeah. And I believe him. I do.
I think it's going to be, again, fighting, wrestling, grappling of the highest level in particular. I think it'll be hard to use the first fight as any indication of where it's going to go, because Arman was also pretty last minute as well.
Yeah, I think so.
So there may have been an element from Islam's side of not really, I'm just going to go in there. I think he was a heavy favourite. I'm just going to go in there, ragdoll this guy, get out, have some fun. And then that didn't happen. It became a very even fight, to be fair. It was a good battle. It's probably, where we've seen Islam push the most. And that was by a person who was making their debut in the UFC.
Exactly.
But I think now, all the I's and all the T's will be dotted and so on. And I think Islam will be prepping for the very best version of himself to go out there and show out and perform, to make up for him not being 100% in the last fight. And also to put Arman to bed and almost go, you were the first person to take me down, or all of that in the UFC. Good for you. I just underestimated you the first time around.
Yeah.
That was it. And I think we'll see again an even better and improved Islam everywhere, but especially on the feet. I mean, I've seen some interviews, and I don't think I've ever noticed until now around the Khabib camp and stuff, like striking coach. I was like, striking coach. And him being called out as striking coach. And I'm hello. Usually all you see them doing is rolling, drills, military, but striking coach?
Yeah.
Huh? What?
Is that
thinking? And actually speaking on the mic on the countdown show. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair play.
Okay. I see you. So I really like Arman. I think he's talented. I hope he can get another crack at it. I mean, he hasn't. I'm looking at his record now. He hasn't actually had that many fights in the UFC, which is something else that is dinging at the back of my head. He's got 1, 2, 3. I don't even know, and he's got a loss against Gamrot. I get it. It was 2022, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's had 6 fights in the UFC.
6 fights, okay.
6 fights. What really put him on the map for me was when he fought Benil Dariush.
Oh yeah.
What did to Benil?
That was a shock.
Oh my goodness.
He dominated him.
First round KO.
Yeah.
1 minute and 4.
He was an
dirty KO. He was out and then he landed some extra hammer fists. To Benil.
That's the strength. That's the power he has.
And then
Charles, that fight with Charles.
I was going to say that was his last fight against Charles.
That was a good fight. That
was a great fight. Yet decision split, but for me, he did win that fight. But yeah, it's a crazy one. I was going to say inactivity. Could that play? I mean, his last fight was April. Arman's last fight was April the 14th.
Oh wow!
Against Oliveira, and then Islam's was in June. So yeah, not that bad. We're considering they both of them only had the 1 fight last year. Yeah, both of them only fought. So
was it June? Poirier. It seems quite recent now.
No, probably because we've been seeing the highlights popping up everywhere. But both only had 1 fight last year. So I think that eradicates ring rust. I think if anything, it should be the other way around. Both going in nice and fresh.
Yeah,
it's beginning of the year, which means, let's be honest, Islam isn't going to fight 3 times this year, but he has to fight at least 2. If you're fighting in January,
you've got another.
You've got another one in you, and we always know, that second fight, that it will be in Q3, end of Q3, Q4, out in the Middle East, Abu Dhabi,
correct,
Saudi, so on. Could be a rematch, like you said. Could be a rematch. I'm not giving it all to Islam. I'm just throwing in the caveats that I think his mindset is going to be a completely different one. I think he's going to treat him seriously. I think they know he's a threat.
Yeah,
I think 100%. And he's they're from the same mountains. Was it called Caucasus Mountains? Anyway, in that part of the world. Yeah. So they're both, from the same, drinking the same water, both training in the mountains at altitude and stuff. Both got the same advantages. So literally, I think it will be. I'm suspecting an amazing fight. I think it'll be high level. I think the grappling is going to be off the chain. The wrestling is going to be great. I see Islam. Again, it's always different. It's going to be 5 rounds.
Yeah.
I can't see where Arman has fought 5 rounds because he hasn't. This is going to be his first championship fight. I think that makes a big difference as well.
That's true.
I see Islam really solidifying, and I think Arman's going to have a really good chance within early, to be fair, especially if he goes out. No. I think the first round's going to be quite tentative.
Okay.
I can see it. I think he'll have good moments. I can see him doing bits in the second round and so on. I don't see him knocking out Islam. I can't visualize it. I don't see him knocking out, and I can see Islam putting him to sleep in the championship rounds.
Okay,
I can see him putting him to sleep in the championship rounds.
Is it in submission or KO? Okay,
submission.
Okay,
I see what he did to Charlie Olives, just putting him to sleep.
Yeah,
literally, when he gets on top of you and squeezing the life out of him. When his back just does that. When his back, when he's squeezing the back. But yeah, I think it'll be a great scrap.
Yeah,
great scrap. But I'll take a shot this time as long as there's a rematch and I get my champion pick ends with the belt at the end of the year. That's all that matters.
This one I don't really care because we pick the same.
But for legacy, and like I said in the 2025 pick show, I think Camp Khabib is going to have, I think, a phenomenal year this year. I think a lot of their fighters are in great positions if they're not champions to be contenders and so on, and we'll get into that in the next fight. But for me, I think the dominance of Islam continues. I think he ends the good one that Arman's going to have. I think he ends it.
Fair play. Yeah. Fair play. Yeah, there we go.
Boom. So have you picked Arman then?
I've picked Arman.
I'm still having to register that.
I've picked Arman.
So we're split.
We're split on that.
Split. Nicely split. Right. To the co-main. Woof. My guy of last year. My pick. My champ against your not salt. Sorry, sugar. Merab, the Machine, that's Vili versus Umar Nurmagomedov.
Interesting fight.
Throw it out there. Merab is the underdog.
Yeah, I think I can see it.
Is that a bit disrespectful considering what Merab did in the spear against Sugar? The way he did it, the dominance. I think people are.
Sugar didn't look good. Sugar wasn't good in that. Sugar wasn't good in that fight. Come on, you have to agree.
He didn't look good because Merab didn't allow him to look good.
He didn't look good.
Merab was like what he couldn't. Okay. Merab's pressure and cardio is like no other person in MMA.
That's true.
It's nuts. I would say only because I've seen it with my own eyes. Probably the closest I can say I've seen with my own eyes to it was what Bilal did to Leon in terms of pressure. But I think at the smaller way, I can imagine it's even quicker and even more suffocating.
That's true.
Put some respect on his name, man.
I'm putting.
I know he hurt your boy. I know he messed up the Sugar State, athletic commission. Still going around with the merch. I've still got an O. There's no O now.
No, he's not. Come on.
No.
But before that,
you're the one who designs the merch for him.
Shug, my guy. It's true. I'm a bit salty. You're right. I'm a bit salty, man. I am. But I don't think that's the Sugar that we saw. That we know. Even in the later rounds when he got it to the feet, he was shy, he was gun shy. And maybe that was the effect.
Because Merab absolutely
maybe it was, but
had him in a trance on the takedowns and the pressure.
It wasn't the same.
He was terrified. But anyway, move on. That was 2024. 2025 now. It's Umar now in front of Merab. Merab is the champ. Deservedly so. I'll start. I'm Team Merab. What is really bugging me, I don't know if you saw the press conference, was Merab proper losing his head, losing his ish, going, Umar, you don't even deserve to be here. You haven't fought through the gauntlet.
His head's gone.
I didn't like that, and that worried me. I was like, what? You're the champ, bruv. And you shouldn't even be saying my name. Of course, when you're the champ, everybody says your name, Merab. You have a target on your back, and I didn't like that. It scared me a lot. And I was like, why are you talking like this? And he was proper getting emotional and proper losing his head. Cool. And Umar took it well. He just had a few jabs when Merab would let him speak in between. But everything he was saying was clean, was like, you're the champ. Of course I want the belt.
He's a troll though, Umar, He's a troll. Go on. I was going to say, he's been calling him out as well, even before he was the champ.
Yeah, he was calling him out when he was ranked 15.
And that's what really annoys him.
You should take that as a compliment. Yeah, obviously knew you were gonna get the belt one day.
Yeah,
and he's putting in his dibs early. Put his dibs in early.
It's like Bagsy, this guy.
Yeah, shotgun. I'm sat next to him next on the road trip. No one's in that passenger seat but me.
Exactly.
So I didn't like Merab's. I thought it was an overreaction. I thought it was very dramatic.
Yeah,
I'm not used to seeing Merab like that as well. Proper going for it. It made an interesting press conference. I did like Umar's coolness as well. But again, I just think Merab needs to be respected, despite the fact that, like I said, I didn't like those signs. It showed for me a lot of cracks in his mindset, which has worried me, especially because look, you got the belt. No, I'm sure he was I don't know if he was underdog then. I'm assuming he was because it was against Sugar. It was in Vegas. It was at the Spear. It was Nacho. What they call it. It was a massive show. And Merab turned it around. Umar should be calling your name out. You're the champ. But, and he's taken a lot of offense to the fact that, and I 100% agree with this, Merab had to fight his way. The gauntlet. When you see the names on his record, wow.
It's true.
And he's like, who've you fought?
Yeah, exactly. And that's very true. I agree with Merab on that. That is very true. Because Merab had to get his clipboard out. And he had to do all these funny memes. This guy versus this guy.
And then at one point he couldn't even fight for the belt because his bestie had the belt. So we had to even put a semi breaks on his own progression.
That's very true.
Let's be honest. Him and Aljamain probably should have fought years ago.
Yeah, that's very true. But do you know what? All of that put together is just going to be a bit more annoying for Merab because
Yeah.
Umar's saying what Umar knows and thinks is going to happen. Umar's like, hey, well, you're wrestling. It's okay. I can contain that wrestling. And I'm a better striker than you, which for me, I believe is facts. The only difference I can see
I agree. I think he's a much better striker than Merab. I think he's a much better freestyle wrestler than Merab. But I think where Merab has his number, as I've touched on, is the cardio, strong pressure.
That's it.
Especially again, it's 5 rounds. And I actually think on the grappling, Merab has an advantage.
Okay.
So wrestling and grappling, I think you have to differentiate. I think the wrestling,
that's true.
That's where Umar will win. And I think, but the grappling, I think Merab's dangerous.
Well, that's the thing. Merab will take him to the ground, maybe. But then all the wrestling will come into play in terms of the exchanges, the sprawls. I think Umar can
Sorry, apologies. Got it. What did I just say? Sorry.
The grappling you give to
who?
To Merab.
No, sorry. Freestyle wrestling, I will give to Merab. Sorry, got it the other way around. So the wrestling, and that's because of the pressure. So the pressure, the wrestling that goes hand in hand, but the grappling, I give to Umar. So Umar and the stand up.
Okay, yeah.
And Khabib says exactly the same thing on the countdown. That's and he admits the weaknesses of Umar and gives the strength to Merab.
Fair play. It's going to be a tricky one because again, it's going to see how the judges score it. If nobody gets submitted or knocked out, we know Merab's strengths are in just holding position and throwing jabs when he's in that position. I don't think Merab can keep Umar in a position for that long of time.
And that's because, back to my point, it's dangerous for him to do that because I think Umar is the more advanced grappler.
Yeah.
So he's putting if you think you're just going to keep him down, you're putting yourself in positions where you're just going to get submitted.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And that's what I see happening.
Yeah.
I actually think I don't want this to go to decision. I think I see Team Khabib again. Like I said, I think I see Umar submitting him.
Merab,
in but late. Because I think going back to the Sugar fight, one thing I did notice a little bit, and I don't think I've ever noticed it before, is I think Merab was getting a bit gassed in that 5th round. I thought he looked, and I thought, hold on a minute, and I don't know if he was, because if it's a case of no, he wasn't. He knew he won the rounds. He was just dancing around like that. I'm not dangerous game against a sniper like Sugar. Are you nuts?
I just thought Sugar hurt him with, I think it was a body shot or something.
Late. Yes.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a good observation, definitely. I just can't see a way Merab finishes the fight. And I don't see a way Merab wins, like in terms of is he even finishing the fight, or I don't think he can keep him in positions to be winning that many rounds. That's the other reason for me. So yeah, I'm going for Umar.
Oh, for Umar. Woo! Team Khabib 2-0.
Techie fight.
Super techie fight. I think it'll be sick. And then light heavyweight bout. Yuri Prohaska versus Jamal Hill. 2 versus 3.
I love this fight because it's just gonna be madness.
Should be, innit?
It's gonna be.
It's basically Poltan's children.
It's Poltan's
Shamar! It's the Shamarov!
It's the Shamarov!
Literally. Poltan's children.
They're both love the stand up.
For position.
They're both love the stand up. It's going to be a stand up fight. And the power. Somebody's going to get KO'd.
Okay.
And they both are not, as we've seen, they both are,
they're both breakable.
Yeah. Jamal, we've already seen him be breakable to Poltan. And actually, Yuri, we've already seen him be. Oh, yeah. I think Yuri's only lost to. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he only lost to Poltan, or did he have another loss?
No, he's only lost to Poltan.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the record now.
Yeah, because he beat Rakic, didn't he?
Yeah, beat Rakic. Second round TKO.
Wow. Oh, this is a tasty fight. I love both of these guys as well. I do. Well, Jamal, again, I've gone out of favour with Jamal because obviously he's out of ring antics. But he's in ring skills,
I sent him your CV, by the way. I said that if he offers you 50k, you'll spar with him.
Consider it. It's better than 20, isn't it? It's better than 20, but still, I don't think it's enough money, you know. I don't think it's enough money. 100K. I'll do a few minutes. Yeah, I don't know who wins this. I really don't. I just think it's going to be a war. I think there's going to be a lot of blood. I think there's going to be knockdowns. Yeah, I'm all right to just sit back and spectate this.
What, you're not going to pick?
Yeah, I'm not going to pick. I'm all right to just sit down and spectate.
I mean,
I love it.
They're Poltan's children, not yours. I know you like parents aren't meant to pick their favourite child, but they're not your children.
Yeah, because I really like on the feet. I don't know. Obviously, Yuri has got more tools. You know, he throws those elbows. He throws those front kicks. He throws the spinning elbows and everything like that. Jamal, he's good. He's solid. He gets those leg kicks in, and he's got power. He does have the power. That's the thing. So I think maybe it'll take less for Jamal to land and to knock Yuri out. Whereas I think Yuri has to compound the amount of power in the strikes to Jamal. I don't. It just depends who comes in there ready, better conditions. Yeah, and who's there mentally.
Yeah.
I could probably see Jamal Hill win. I probably could if I'm pushed, if I'm pressed.
Oh yeah, I was also expecting to hear. To be fair, from you, Mr.
But hey,
Jamal Hill fan club.
I've been on the Yuri train from time as well. Yuri's my guy. What you saying? What you saying?
I see Yuri doing something wild. Like if we're going back a couple of years, remember that knockout of the year against Dominic Reyes? I see Jamal Hill landing, being on the end of one of them and just going to sleep. I agree with you. There'll be a dirty knockout and it'll be a knockout like meme worthy.
Yeah.
I think the universe is a funny place. Jamal Hill, you're tempting fate. I think he's got a lot to lose because of all the smack he's talking.
He has a lot. Yeah.
But I think that also can add a bit of pressure. I think Yuri's going to go in free, loose, and easy. I think Jamal Hill, if he feels any pressure at all, it's night.
Ooh.
It's night. I like the fact that it's not a championship fight as well. It's going to be full pace. You've only got 3 rounds, so there's going to be no feeling out process. I see these guys going out, maybe stealing fight of the night. I see it being a good fight.
Come on.
I see it, but I just see Yuri. I think he's got more innovation in his toolbox to do something wild that just makes us go whoa. And I see Jamal Hill being a mean meme.
Wow.
Sleeping again.
Twice in a row, you see me
again. Night.
Wow.
Isn't that his name? Sweet Dreams. that's not a good nickname, especially if you're on the receiving end. Sweet Dreams.
The roles have reversed, you know.
I'm going Yuri.
You're going Yuri, fair
I'm going
play.
Yuri.
Oh,
like you said, he's only. Yeah, I'm going Yuri. I've always loved Yuri as well. So yeah, I think he's going to do something crazy.
Hey, okay, let's go.
That's tasty. Ranks 2 Yuri versus 3 Jamal Hill. That's tasty. And the odds are pretty much even. I can't even split them.
Ooh, flipping heck, yeah.
I can't even split them.
Whoever you're betting on, you're not making any.
You're not making any money. So just do what Marty does. Just watch it. Don't risk it for a biscuit.
Enjoy.
Just bleed match of the night.
Just bleed.
Definitely. Just bleed.
Come on.
Lightweight. Beneil Dariush versus Money Magano. Easy money. I'm quite gutted he's on this card because I kind of wanted to see him in London.
Yeah.
Would have loved the build up for him versus Paddy.
It's true.
Bit gutted he was already booked for this one. Yo. I
think we're in agreement on this one.
I think I'm going with the momentum and the hype. I've got to go with easy money, man. Because I want to see him do bigger and greater things. I love Beneil Dariush though.
What a guy.
I love his faith. I love the fact he's a proper, strong, staunch Christian, great family man.
Yeah.
I think he's getting to that point where, remember, he was ranked top 5 for so long. Now he's 9. I think it's the
decline.
I think that's happening. That's the thing. So I'll be a sucker to go against easy money. Plus the odds speak for themselves. They're also all backing easy money.
It's true.
And no disrespect, but if we can get a nice clean turnaround, then maybe we do still see him in London. You never know. That's easy money. It's easy money. So from a selfish perspective, I want him to be nice, 1 round, clean. Arman did it against Benil. Hey, you never know. Dangerous though. Like I think. Remember how good. I don't know if you've seen it yet. How good Makhachev looked against Saint Denis.
Oh,
that was his last fight.
Oh, yes.
That was his last fight, and that was with his shoulder popped out.
Oh yeah, that's
true.
My
gosh, he looks unbelievable. He looked unbelievable. Looked fantastic, and then he got on the mic and just went nuts. Love the guy.
He always does.
Love the guy.
He always does.
Love the guy. Has to avoid going down on the ground.
Yeah.
Don't start getting all Brazilian BJJ going. No, we're the kings of BJJ. Benil on the ground.
He's something different. He's something else.
Don't play. If he doesn't play in that realm and keeps it easy money, he can get it. He can get it done.
Night.
It's nice. It's nice.
Maybe get a bonus in there as well.
100%. Love Benil though.
Yeah.
And that's where definitely I see the risk being if it goes down to the ground, then I have to go with Benil. I'm like, yo, don't be messing around with him on the mat.
It's true.
But if Makhachev can keep it standing, make it look classy. What he did to BSD was phenomenal.
I don't think I can add anything else to that. I think that sums up my opinions on that fight as well. So Moini Makhachev.
Easy. And then the always busy Kevin Holland versus, I think, Renier Derrida, massive kickboxer. I don't know too much about him, but I know Dylan and a few others are like gassed to see him enter the UFC, and apparently there's a lot of hype around him, and he's one of the world's best kickboxers.
Yeah,
apparently.
It's true. This one's going to be an electrifying one because Holland, Kevin wants a fight. He's there for a fight. He's there for entertainment. Obviously, he's got great ground skills. He's a black belt as well in jiu-jitsu, but he loves to stand up and he loves to trade. I think Kevin just needs to be smart. A lot of the times, if you look back on Kevin's fights, he doesn't fight the smartest fights. This fight, you've got to use your strengths. You've got to get this fight to the ground. Yeah. You've got to try and submit him.
Yeah.
Because this Derrida guy, he may just KO you quick. Yeah. He may KO you quick again. I don't know much about him, but yeah, you need to smart fight, Kevin. That's all I'll say.
100%. Hard for me to make a pick. I probably need to go and look at Derrida and see what he's done from a kickboxing stance. So
yeah, I'm with you.
I completely agree with that though. If Kevin can impose his will and stay at a kickboxing range and playing that game, don't start thinking you're a kung fu fighter, because he does think that. He does think that sometimes. You start doing that with someone like who's one of the best kickboxers in the world, could be nights out. So avoid that craziness. Keep it simple. Use your skill set, your full skill set. You should be and must be more well-rounded than him because he's still learning MMA whilst you've got it all.
Exactly.
So I'll go with Kevin, but if I see any kung fu moves, I'm switching in the fight. Cool. That's our main card.
Indeed.
Honourable mentions quickly. Prelims. We've got Johnny Walker, who I've heard is injured. He was meant to be fighting Bogdan Guskov. We'll throw the picture up. We're not calling him Bogdan anymore. We're calling him Anthony Smith because he looks like his twin brother. Peyton Talbot, he's back. Oh my goodness! Look at those odds.
What a guy! Oh,
let's just say, if you want to make a bit of money, bet on the other guy. Leone Basolis. Just put a pound in him and you could potentially win a house. Because none of these odds are taking the mick.
Peyton, he's a great guy coming up,
taking the mick. Crazy. We've got Gelton Almeida versus Spivak. Oh, 6 versus 7.
Sleeper.
And in the prelim, 6 versus 7.
That's a great fight.
That's a fight.
Indeed.
I've got Almeida though. Oh,
Almeida. Same.
And then we got Zachary Reese versus 21. Will you do something for me? 21 Savage, aka Sid Enriquez Dumas. Looks exactly like 21 Savage. Just throw his picture up.
Yeah.
Early prelims, we've got Grant Dawson versus Diego Ferreira. We've got Cal Rosa versus, she's back, Aline Perez. Twerk it, baby. Twerk it. Hold on a minute. And she's on the same card as Merab. She let a bit of twerking action. What a coincidence. I swear they were on the same card last time.
For that, I want to know.
For that. Wow, as if the planets aligned for that. And then, I think that's enough in terms of honourable mentions.
Yeah, definitely.
All good?
Yeah.
But, stats on stacks on stats. First numbered card of the year. Super excited.
Come on.
Our picks are in jeopardy already.
That's it.
We love it. We're taking the risks.
Come on.
Get in the comments. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Let us know what you want to see next, potentially.
Indeed.
What you want us to see us cover. If there's any fighters or gyms you want us to visit.
Yeah.
News, breaking news. You tell us. You take the lead. We're happy to follow. Please leave a comment. If it's your first time here, subscribe. Please subscribe. Stay notified. We answer all comments as well, apart from the disrespectful ones.
Yeah.
Deji, KSI's brother, if you see this, like I said, I don't look like you, but if you need someone to pretend, apparently I look like him, some of you have said that, then, I can be bought. Just like I'm going to go and fight Jamal Hill for 20K. He's negotiating. I can be bought. It's 2025. It's easy money here, baby. All right. Yo, blessings to you all. That was our 311 preview show.
Yeah.
It's your guy, Obasogi.
Yes, your guy, Mardy.
Old Bren out, King's Court MMA.
Peace.